What's going on, people? Welcome to Man Knows Football. I know Lee Gunner's not here just yet, but I thought I'd take this opportunity because one of my good friends, his son, has, as you can just see there, signed for Watford. And I wanted to give the opportunity to obviously say a massive big ups to Apple and his family. You know what I'm saying? Big ups to his son as well. Hopefully he has a very successful career going forward, man. He's very much into his football. I've seen one or two bits of him playing football. Looks very talented, touch like a magnet, man. But gets it from his dad. Do you know what I mean? Gets it from his dad. Proper footballing guy. Someone that you're going to see on the channel. You get me? So stay tuned for that one. But I had to definitely show my love for that one. But we've got Lee Gunner in the building. What's going on, my bro?
I'm good, bro. I'm good. Apologies for lateness. Lateness is greatness, though. According to Matisse, because we do it every day. But how are you, man?
Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad, man. I just got some good news the other day. That's my mate there with his missus and his son, and he's just signed for Watford.
Look at him. Look how happy he is, bro.
Yeah, they eat, sleep, breathe football over there in that house, man. So it's not surprising. It's not surprising, but I'm still quite happy for him. But Guns, it's been a minute since you've been on the channel, bruv. It's good to have you back. Circumstances have drastically changed since we've last spoken. It was doom and gloom before for Arsenal, something that we are used to. But now you, man, are riding high, top of the table. Yeah, not just on the Premier League, even at the top of your Europa League group. You know what I'm saying? You've got PSV tomorrow. Don't think the result really matters. I think you're 5 points ahead of second place. Who got 7? You got 12 points, right?
Yeah. We need 1 point. 1 point, and we're through.
You're pretty much through anyway. I thought it was either that or like you're just playing to get first place. But either way, you're definitely gonna go through in that competition.
Oh, bro, all day long. Even if we lost this game, we're gonna win the next one. Do you know what I mean? And I think we have to lose both, and then PSV have to win twice, and that's the only way we won't win the group. So we're through, man. We're through.
Yeah, I mean, and just the football that you lot have been playing. Obviously, you're getting results as well. It must be a good feeling being an Arsenal fan. I see you getting stick a little bit. Obviously, Terry does like to wind you up a little bit. Yeah,
Terry the top Guni, yeah, top Guni Terry, top Guni Terrence.
Yeah, but
Arsenal scare me. Arsenal terrifying. Arsenal scare them. How many different ways can you say that Arsenal is scary, Terry?
Yeah, that's been his new thing from the beginning of this season. Arsenal scared me. Arsenal, this and that and the other. But
it's good.
Let's actually
thing, man. Big up to Terry, man.
Yeah, facts. No, facts all day long, bruv. Terry family, you know, like that. But let's just start with that. Like this start to the season, yeah. Because I had a word with Zar on back again, and we was talking about he was disappointed in the result that had just gone. But I tried to contextualize it for him a little bit. So let's see, the current situation in the Premier League table is that you guys are, after 11 games, you've got 28 points. Now, I ask every Arsenal fan this. At the beginning of the season, before even a ball's been kicked for the Prem, would you have taken that at this stage of the season?
Yeah, man. Yeah, come on. Yeah, like this is the thing. The Premier League this season has been a very weird season so far, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like Man City lose to Liverpool then go and lose to Forest. It's like, you know, we've seen results like that all season, though. Apart from with Arsenal, the only team we shouldn't have dropped points to is Southampton, but we've only dropped points in 2 games, bro.
Yeah, exactly. So it's looking good for you. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you, man. Like for me, I'm like every other non-Arsenal fan, just sitting here waiting for it to all come down. And like I've said several times, this is where they're gonna slip. This is where they're gonna slip. This is where they're gonna slip. You're not slipping, and you're picking up points in places where you weren't picking up points before. Selhurst Park wasn't an easy place for you lot to go to this season. You got the win. You know this, and even
it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy. They wanted a bit of a comeback in the second half. But the one thing I will say, Guni, is pretty much every second half this season, we've slipped off like the pace. We start like a house on fire. You know, we're 100 mile an hour, creating chances. And most of the times we've got the goals in the first half. And it's kind of been a complete flip side in the second half, because in the second half, it's almost like we just sit back and invite pressure. And then we see the other day, man, we knew the goal was coming. They run us ragged in the second half. We had the warning signal against Leeds the other week. We didn't fix up. The 4 Europa League games we've played have been the worst 4 games of football I've ever watched. Do you know what I mean? Against dead teams as well that we should be hammering. So the last 6 games, we've not been great, man. We've not been great. And this squad that we've got, seen all the super fans that were all shouting about 10 out of 10 window in the summer and now saying, we need squad depth. Well, why do we need squad depth? You said the squad was 10 out of 10. Like, make your minds up. I've not seen many Arsenal fans either sitting there saying, let's go for the title, even though we're top. Why? Why can't we go for a title now? Why is it always, oh, but the aim's top 4? Well, the aim was top 4. Cool, but we're sat top, mates. And let's not try and stay top.
Yeah, true.
Do you know what I'm saying? It's mad. These people, bro. Yeah, but this could all come crashing down very quickly. You're 7 points behind us. We've got to play you in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
That could then be 4 points if you beat us. And you're playing sexy football. That first half last night was mad. Yes, seriously.
Yeah, we're gonna get into that for a little bit as well.
If you beat us, that's 4 points. If we then lose one more,
I'm still here. I'm just gonna shut that window.
Yeah, cool, man. If we then lose one more game, all of a sudden we could be down to 5th or 6th. United are 8 points behind us. You know, if United win 2 and we lose 2, we're 5th. If you win your games and everyone Spurs, Liverpool, which is feasible. You've only got to look at Liverpool's fixtures. You've only got to look at Tottenham's fixtures. So we're on a knife edge at the minute, and this is why I want signings in January. But they ain't going to do anything, bro. I see the puppet journalists are putting out Milinkovic-Savic. You lot are dumb. Real talk. Anyone who believes that guy is coming to Arsenal is dumb. That guy is going to end up at Juve, and he's using Arsenal via his agent or via Arsenal putting it out there. I don't know. He ain't coming. This is another Dusan Vlahovic, another guy with a funky exotic name that's going to get linked to Arsenal in January and end up at Juve. Pathetic. We're not going to sign anyone. We'll probably get rid of players.
But then,
Cedric.
I think considering where you are right now, I don't think it's too far-fetched that you are actually in for it, because if Juventus is the competition that you're looking at, they're not really playing the best football at the minute. Like, they're struggling domestically. They're getting spanked in the Champions League. Yeah, they just got hammered by Benfica yesterday. Yeah. Enzo Fernandez, by the way. I saw some of the highlights afterwards. He's just unbelievable. Proper footballer he is. He's a midfielder for Benfica. But Juve are in the bin, and like it doesn't look like it's going to help him anytime soon. But and if it's going to be done, because financially they're in a mess as well. Like that whole Serie A is a bit in the bin. Do you know what I mean? So I think if you guys are actually interested in him, I reckon he'll pick you over Juve, because look, you're in a position where you're riding high, especially if it's January as well. Like realistically, you can actually see yourselves finishing top 4, and adding him to your squad is definitely going to strengthen you guys. But again, it comes back to what you said about ambition. Like the fans have got to demand it. Yeah, come January, if you're sitting at the top of the table, or you're within like points reach of being top of the table, like the next step should be, okay, cool. We need to definitely either strengthen our bench or strengthen the quality of our first team, which means inadvertently strengthening the bench anyway. So the more quality that you're just going to add on top of it, you're just going to make your campaign stronger. So I think that's what that's really about. But do you see Arsenal like doing that in the January, or are you sticking by them just getting rid of players rather than adding quality?
I think they'll get rid. They'll maybe buy one player, but they'll get rid of Cedric. Yeah, Cedric could be gone. But I don't really see us doing anything. If we had any ambition, we'd go and sign Maddison. We'd go and sign Tony. We'd go and sign Salcedo. 3 players that elevate our squad. 3 players that when Jesus ain't having the greatest games or we're drawing, bring Tony on. Yeah, and then people sit there and say, why would Tony come to sit on the bench? Okay, cool. We'll give rest to Saka, put Jesus on the right and Tony up front then. Like, it's not rocket science, mate. Yeah, go and sign Maddison. Odegaard ain't the guy, bro. My daughter's got a harder shot than him. Like, real talk. That guy is just P-roller after P-roller. He's weak as piss. Yeah, and he is another player that our fans just get hyped over for no apparent reason. Why? What does he do? He don't score hardly any goals. He don't create hardly any goals. What does he do? Not a lot. Not a lot, bro.
I don't think
goals. Don't get Madison. He can do both. He can score, create. He's a better footballer. Yeah, but he just doesn't look as pretty on the ball.
I agree. I've got to agree with you on one thing. I do think Maddison's the better player.
Odegaard's just overhyped because of PR, mate.
And I also think what helps Odegaard as well is the movement around him is excellent, because you've got Martinelli, who knows where to be. You've got Gabriel Jesus, who's a fucking master at being in the right place, right time. Also, he works hard as well, drops deeps, leaves himself open for the pass as well. So these are factors that actually help players like that are meant to be holding that number 10 position, because it's the movement around him that they rely on. So obviously, if you get movement, you're going to do a semi-decent job. But I feel you, because Maddison takes responsibility a lot more than what Odegaard does. He chips in with more goals. He's got more of a goal range as well, outside the box, inside the box. Technically, he's brilliant to be taking free kick, set piece. He's a full package, man. He's the full package. But whether it's the thing, that English bias, it can work in the other way as well sometimes. Oh, he's English, he's not that good. He's only got a certain ceiling. It's not good for the top clubs. I don't agree with that. I don't necessarily agree with it. I think he's a good player, to be honest with you.
Bro, you got to have a look at the consistency of him as well. Right, he consistently, week in, week out, is their best player. He's consistently scoring goals for Leicester.
Yeah.
Right, consistently creating goals. And people say, oh yeah, but he can't do it at a top club. That's why no top club's gone in for him. Oh, really? Really? Okay, can't do it at a top club, no? Okay, mate. Well, but Jamie Vardy could. Jamie Vardy could, yeah? Because Jamie Vardy was playing lower league football about 8 years ago, and now he's on a Premier League. But he could do it, but Maddison can't. Yeah, like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, people sit there and say all the time, look at some of the players we buy. Ben White, yeah? Ben White's been brilliant this season, but what, can he do it at a bigger club? Because he was at Brighton. But Maddison can't, no?
Yeah, exactly.
And what about Cedric? He was playing well last season in bursts, but he was at Southampton. Look at some of the players we've bought and where we've bought them from, and then drop this whole BS about Maddison can't do it at a big club. Maddison is better than the one you fancy. Yeah, Odegaard, that's it. They fancy him, and that is it. They're in love with the PR and the sexy idea of a fancy number 10. Yeah, and he's captain for Norway. Bro, my third most views on my channel come from Norwegians. They don't know why he's captain.
That's hilarious.
Real talk. Bro, they sat in a press conference the other day. He won some Norwegian award. Yeah, one of our journalists, puppets on the string, little puppets, said, does that mean he's better than Erling Haaland? So
I was just about to say that. And
what?
I remember before Haaland signed for City, I actually seen some Arsenal accounts saying, oh, Odegaard is the captain of Norway. Yeah, don't believe what the press tell you. Arsenal are in the driving seat for Haaland. I was like, come on, guys.
Every time they're on international duty, before he signed for City, you'd have our little weirdos post out a picture of them both together on international duty. Agent Odegaard. These people, mate, fouled society, bro. They're clapped.
Yeah, it's relentless at this point.
They're clapped. Bro, yeah. I've been having an argument with my daughter all afternoon. She's got way too much attitude on her. And she feels so comfortable being able to speak to an adult, i.e. her dad, the way she's talking to me. I said, do you talk to your teachers like this? Yeah. I said, is that when you actually bother to go to school?
Yeah, them times.
You know what I'm saying? Because now she don't, like, I found out that she's not been going properly. So I'm like, do you mean you ain't been going properly? Every time I've been speaking to her every day, yeah, I know they're off school at the minute, but I'll go. So I've been to school. Her mum starts work at 6 a.m. So who's getting her to school then? So she takes her own self to school. What is going on here? Clapped society, bro. Then when I say to her, you need to fix up. These are the last 5 years of your life before you're an adult. You need to understand. I said you either end up dead, pregnant, or in jail, or working in McDonald's by the time you're 18. If you don't want to do that,
it could go left very quickly, for real.
Yeah, and all I get is, oh, you're no dad, you're useless. But can I have some money? No, piss off. Was the answer.
I'll tell you straight up.
Now I'm blocked.
I'll tell you straight up and down, bro. When I was that age, I was too scared to be doing them things.
Exactly, bro. I used to, if I even looked at my mum and dad the wrong way, mate, I'd get a backhand. She's around one of her mates' houses at the minute. I could hear her mouthy little loser friend in the background giving it the big one. Yeah, my dad's just exactly like yours, Savannah. I said, oh, what? Your dad works for 45 minutes a day, earns a fortune, works when he wants, live where he wants, has freedom to actually educate himself because he's got all of the spare time to do other projects. Yeah, I said, your dad's like, no. I said, dad ain't like me then, is he? He's probably a loser as well, which is why you're a loser. Yeah. I said to my daughter, I said, give me her mum's phone number. I need to have words with her mum. No. I said, cool, don't worry, man. I'm speaking to your school on Monday. We're having a meeting.
Mouthy little girls, man.
Yeah, and one day they're going to come unstuck because they're going to mouth off to the wrong girl.
Yeah, and that's it, bruv. That's how the world works, bruv. You might think you're tough, but there's always someone.
Big up Tony Martial, official in the chat. Do you know what's mad? Yeah, is she's only been like this since secondary school. Yeah, all the way up to secondary school, she was the most polite, sweet, kind, caring child. And then she starts this secondary school, barely turns up, talks to teachers like crap, gets stuck in isolation or detention when she does turn up. Yeah, mate, it's mad. It is actually mad. So yeah, it's going to be going off on Monday when they're back to school because I'll be speaking to our head teacher.
You see when the teachers used to call up,
and then even the head teacher, I probably can't get through to him because you have to speak to somebody before that to get.
Yeah, bare people, automated service in that.
Hey, when I phoned up the school last time, because they were making her wear a face nappy and she's asthmatic, and I phoned up the school last time and I said, "Can I speak to the headmaster, please?" And gave the name. Yeah, no. Can I ask what it's about? I said, "Yeah." And I just went silent. And she went, "So what's it about?" It's none of your business. She said, "But you said I could ask." I said, "Yeah, you've asked, and I've told you it's none of your business." Yeah, she slammed me. The receptionist slammed me. So I phoned back. Another receptionist picks up. I said, "I've just had a rude woman on the phone." Blah blah. I said, she's obviously a failed teacher, and that's why she's got the ump with people. Yeah, because now she's sitting in a school reception instead of actually teaching. Right? I said, "So it ain't my fault she's failed at life." Thanks, yeah, mate. I'm savage, mate, on the phone. If I want to get through to someone, you're getting it. So anyway, the woman goes, "Can I ask what it's about?" I said, "No, I'm not interested in that. I want to speak to this person." He's in a meeting. I said, "So why'd you ask me what it was about then?" Yeah, I said, "Because he wasn't in a meeting a second ago." I said, "I'll tell you what then. I'll hold. You go and find out when he's out of his meeting." Yeah, and she was like, I said, "Well, but you knew he was in a meeting, so surely you know what time that meeting ends." In the end, they put me through to his PA. Since when's a fucking head teacher got a PA, bro? But they like to schedule. They like to put you through to fucking what's the level? There's about 3 or 4 levels, and you have to speak to fucking these people, and then they escalate it. I was like, mate, I want to speak about my kid.
To one person, mate,
stages. Put me through to the top person to cut out all the bullshit. Mad, mate. That country is buried.
It's like Mortal Kombat when you have to go through all the fucking towers, bruv, to get to the final boss. It's like all of this shit just for that. You know what I mean?
And then when I got through to the PA, I said, she said, "Yeah, but what you got to understand is we've got guidelines and it's a law that they have to wear the face nappy." I said, "Really?" I said, "Okay, but my daughter's asthmatic and it's against the law to challenge an exemption." "Oh, but she will have to wear a lanyard." I said, "She don't legally have to wear anything." Right? Yeah, but I said, "No, the only people that can challenge an exemption on that face nappy thing was the British Transport Police. That's it." I said, "No, as far as I know, none of you are British Transport Police." I said, "So next time she comes in school without one on, don't challenge her exemption." The next day, challenged her again, mate. I fucking lost my rag with them. But anyway, I could waffle on about that school for hours.
Bro, trust me, these challenges.
You know what the thing is, that school's one of the best schools in the area. Yeah, and that's one of the best. I feel about the worst, mate.
Raising kids in this society now, it ain't easy, but obviously that, like you said, that's something we can get into. But let's go to the Champions League last night. Let's get back to some football. Obviously, we was away at Salzburg. Now, people, that was not an easy game because before that, they had gone 40 games unbeaten.
Yeah, 40 unbeaten at home, innit?
Yeah.
Mad.
So these guys are not mugs. Now, obviously, their league is nowhere near as competitive as ours, but that's still a record you've got to respect because within those 40 games, they've obviously played Champions League games too against top quality teams. They still managed to hold themselves down. Came to Stamford Bridge. They got the 1-1. Yes, it was Graham Potter's first game, but, you can see the quality of Sukic, Seshko, Okafor as well. Like, they've got a very young squad. I believe they had like 5 or 6 21-year-olds in that squad that they fielded out yesterday.
Project Youth.
That's to be honest, it's
Project Youth wins titles though, doesn't it?
Yep, it looks like a good Project Youth as well. They've got several players that I thought was decent.
I wonder if they peddle out we're the youngest squad in the league. It's a process crap. Well, I wonder if they do that or whether they just actually go and win.
They just play to win, bruv. There's none of this marketing PR over there. They see bullshit. You see with these leagues like the Premier League where they've got stupid budgets and that to just consistently fill our eyes with crap and just You know, just make believe stuff to get fans on side and to just sell the product. Over there, they're not really on that. It's just like you play your football, you win, lose, or draw, bruv. That's the matter of the fact sort of thing, bruv. If you win, you win. If you ain't no Project Youth crap they're trying to listen to, bruv. Just get the fucking result. But now I thought they done all right at first. Like, it was both teams. It was kind of hard to get into the game, but then when things settled, I thought they started to press us pretty well. They were starting to press us out of the game at first. I was getting worried, bro. Like they weren't letting us play out from the back or nothing. Something that Manchester United was doing. So I wonder if teams are going to look at that and say, this is probably the best way to play against Chelsea. But when they did that, they done all right. But the moment when they started taking 2 touches and moving. 2 touch move. That press was being broken.
Mate, if Aubameyang had scored that goal, bro.
Aubameyang had like 2 or 3 chances to score in that first half, bro.
That team move where you just cut them wide open, man.
Opened them up.
It took too long to smack it. When he took that first touch, bang it. He tried taking another one. But you were playing some serious potter ball there, bro. Yeah, and both the goals, by the way, wow. Yeah, wow. Both goals were insane.
This guy here, bruv, hit the likes. Oba might turn up. As soon as I say Oba anywhere, bruv, and he's had a stinker, Troops just shows up, fam. I swear down, he's like the candy man. You say Aubameyang 3 times to Chelsea, man, he's just there.
Astrid Wet has absolutely killed any hope of that guy ever succeeding, bruv. Yeah, she's killed him. She's killed any hope when she did that Troops did on AFTV. When she done all of that. That's it, done. The number 9's cursed at Chelsea anyway.
We do not claim that.
Number 9's cursed, and then she's done that. That's completely buried. He's finished.
It's like I said on Back Again. We do not claim that woman. I want nothing to do with that woman.
You still would though, wouldn't you?
Listen, listen. You're going from politics to biology now. That's not a fair argument. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, when we're talking from a biological perspective, it's a different argument. So let's stick to personnel and football. Well, yeah.
Bro, if you could blush right now, you'll be blushing, bro.
Yeah, bro, I'd be red as anything, cuz. Yeah, trust me. Have you seen that video of DJ Academics in an awkward situation with the microphone and he's tugging at his chest? That's me right now, fam. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. But let's move on from there, but and go straight back to the Champions League. But yeah, we did open them up, man. Once we got comfortable, we opened them up. That goal from Kovacic, though, bruv. To me, that was
bro. He's probably been your best player this season. Him and Mason Mount, they've probably been your best players.
This is the best
good footballer, man. Very good player.
Yesterday was the best I've seen him play this season. In my opinion.
Why didn't he start at the weekend?
Because he's been rushed back from injury. That's the thing with him. Like last time he came back, he had a bandage and his ankle was like an elephant's foot, bro. It was huge. We keep rushing him back from injury, so we're not giving him the right time to recover. But like now that he's getting himself back into fitness, like you can see the quality he's starting to bring. That press resistant Kovacic again, like being able to just pick up that ball and drive it. Like
he's an intelligent footballer, isn't he?
Very intelligent footballer.
What he's doing and where everyone is. Yeah, so it's almost it's fluid. You don't have to take that extra half a second to pass the ball because he already knows where the teammates are. Yeah, but that goal, man, that was mad. Yeah, but Havertz's I thought was better. Yeah, that goal was sick.
You know what I would say, yeah? As sick as they both were, I have to look at what's more difficult to score. Because I think Kovacic's goal was a bit more difficult. 1, it was on his weaker foot. 2, the ball was coming across him. And if you see how he hit it as well, it was just instinctive. Kai, fair play to him. The touch set him up for the shot. That's the thing. Like, I don't take that away from him. The touch set him up for the shot because all he had to do was just wrap his foot around it and he hit it beautifully. I just think Kovacic's technique was a little more difficult than his one. Both still sick goals, though.
Yeah, mate. Either of them were good enough to win the game. Yeah, it turned out that they were both good enough to win the game. But either of them goals in isolation in any game are good enough goals to win a football match, man. Like, they're just sick goals. Yeah, and I liked the way you played last night. I can't lie, I'm a little bit worried for that game coming up because that first half, and like you said, they're no mugs, man. They're no mugs. Like, it's not the best league, but they're by far the best team in it. Yeah, and you could see that they got a draw at the Stamford Bridge. That was Potter's first game, wasn't it? Was it Potter's game?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and they played well that night. The goal was coming in that game. The goal was coming, and then they got the goal right at the end. But yeah, in the second half, I thought you just run out of steam a little bit. But then, bang, you got the goal out of nowhere. and that kind of killed him. Really, kind of just buried him. They didn't really have no response from that, and your manager's quality. I'm not just saying that because I look like him, but
yeah, I rate him. I rate him highly, bruv. But you'll be surprised in the fan base. There's some just reactionary people saying he's not good enough for the job. He's this, that, and the other. I think he's a right man.
Well, that's because he ain't got a sexy name. His name's Graham Potter.
That's it, and he's not all animated on the touchline and all this, that, and the other.
This is what Arteta does. Arteta's all like landing planes and like doing the Hulk Hogan one. Like all of that, yeah. What's that all about? Yeah, that's a manager. Like, and listen, this season he's been less animated, right? But that is a manager that's doing all of that crap. Yeah, that is not entirely convinced with his own tactics. Yeah, Graham Potter, when he was at Brighton and at Chelsea, he sets his team up in the week and he just sits like that on the bench. Yeah, and you very rarely see him get up because he's confident in his tactics, bro. He's confident with his tactics. And then at Brighton, bro, they were playing most teams off the park every week.
Yeah.
He's obviously done something right. And if he can adapt that into Chelsea with the money that you've got, the players that you've got, bro, you could dominate. Real talk.
That's why for me, I've said several times, bruv, like I'm not really watching this season too much like that because I understand there's several factors that you can't hide with Graham Potter. Look, this is the first elite club that he's managed. He's come out himself and said that he's never been to a Champions League game until he managed it with Chelsea's first game. This is the kind of brother that we're talking about. But do you know what that tells me? It's just that he's purely concerned about what he needs to do.
Yeah, he's never been to a Champions League game. Like you see all these other managers at games, like when it's their day off and their team ain't playing and they're spying on the opposition for the game at the weekend.
Yeah, so this guy's doing all that.
Concentrating on how can I get my team better.
That's what I'm saying.
The opposition, because if I get my tactics right, you ain't going to beat me anyway, or we're going to at least have a go against them. Why is it every time Brighton play Liverpool, they get a result at Anfield? How, bro? The last 3 seasons they've got 2 draws and a win. How's that possible?
No, exactly.
We ain't doing that. When they played Man City the other day, I watched the game. Yeah, Man City weren't great, but Brighton should have been 2-2.
They gave him 100%. They gave him a game.
And what's his name, man? The lad on the left wing. What's his name? He scored. No, he didn't. I don't know. But anyway, the guy on the left wing. Yeah, he should have teed. He should have squared it back to Welbeck. Welbeck would have had a tap in. Yeah, it would have been 2-2. 30 seconds later, City go 3-1 up. Screamer. Yeah, but they were all over him in that second half. Yeah, when they play against you, that's probably the only team they don't really get results against in the Big Six. Yeah, they do all right against United. They do all right against us. They do all right against Liverpool. City, they always give a game. You normally beat them comfortably.
Yeah, this man here, Trossard, is having an
Trossard, that's it. He's a good player, man. But he should have squared that to Welbeck. Welbeck was fuming.
Yeah, but you see with Trossard, I can see that he instinctively is a goal scorer, innit? He's selfish. And they do that sometimes. Your best strikers or your best attackers will sometimes go for the more difficult opportunity rather than square it because they just want to score goals. So you got to sometimes take the rough with the smooth with them. Do you know what I mean? Like the amount of times I've seen, you know, just for example, even back in the day, Iron Robin. Yeah, you remember how selfish he was. The amount of times this man could have squared it and he said, nah, bun that. And he's missed the chance. But that's the nature of them kind of players. I quite like Trossard. But
Trossard's a good player.
Yeah.
Their recruitment's been quality, though, Brighton's. Yeah. And if you can get that at Chelsea, like sometimes you'll raise an eyebrow and go, who's this guy we're signing? Never heard of him. It'd just be some cheap signing for about 3 million quid or something. You'll be like, what? And then it'd turn into another Cucurella or someone. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I think they bought Cucurella from Getafe for about, I think they paid 11 million for him. Look how much they sold him for.
Yeah, 62.
Look how much they got Ben White for him. They sold him for 50.
How much they buying for, Ben White?
18, I think. 18 mil.
Where was he at before Brighton?
Leeds. No, or was he on loan? He was on loan at Leeds, wasn't he?
Oh, yeah, because you know what? It was when he was at Brighton is when I first heard of him. So I didn't even, yeah. So
yeah, I think they paid 18 million quid for him and sold him for, let me have a look. He was at, I think according to Wikipedia, he was at Southampton in his youth career. Then he went to Brighton in 2014. So they didn't pay fuck all for him. So there, I've been putting the mud, didn't I? There you go. There's £50 million profit.
Southampton's another one. They just keep developing talent. Like their scouting systems are good. But we're basically poaching the entire Brighton, we might as well buy the Amex Stadium at this rate, bro, because we've taken their manager, we're taking their head of recruitment, we're going for somebody else now. It's just going left for Brighton. But big up Tony. Hi guys, I think Todd Bowley's building something incredible. We're buying land next to Stamford Bridge, looking at Fulham Broadway complex as it's up for grabs. Many clubs being added to the portfolio. #domination.
Do you know what? Why have you even put that? Do you know what? This guy's unbearable. Bro, I love you, man. I was sat in the car with him the day Abramovich bought Chelsea. I was in the car with him. Yeah. And he said the same thing. Well, domination, geez. Well, domination.
That's why I said it like that, because I know that's the trigger word that was going to get you off. Hey, big up.
He's right, though. He is right. Like, if the manager that you've got, if you played the sexy football that you played at Brighton, with the squad that you've got, with the money that you've got, there's no reason not to dominate.
I mean,
yes, it's not going to happen this season, but I still think you get top 4.
But watch this, Lee. Even if we don't, right, and we finish, let's say we finish 5th or whatever, I've prepared myself to not panic. I have to give this man time because there's circumstances around this, and people might say, "Oh, your expectations are in the bin." Just hold on a second. Yeah, the man came in 7 days or 6 days, 7 days after the transfer window closed. Which one of those signings was his? The only one you can arguably say, all right, cool, Cucurella, because he worked with him previously. All right, I'll give you that one if you want to speculate that. But outside of that, it's not worked with nobody. He's not lost the game so far. That's brilliant. I didn't see that coming, me personally, but that's a brilliant record.
I'm buzzing, man, because that meme would be going around about me every time. Every
time.
Bro,
you with your
Somebody sent me it the other week when you drew with Salzburg, man. I was like, oh, for God's sake, man! Like, I had about 15,000 likes and shit. I was like, yeah, Chelsea just need to keep winning.
you and Troops have got that thing now. You've got that. As soon as one of them, either
as soon as Sancho fucks up, the
Sancho.
I remember Troops tweeted Sancho and said, "Bro, I beg you, have a good game today." I've got that with Potter now, man. It's just, oh, mate. Yeah, it's funny though. It is funny.
But long term wise, in all seriousness, I do see us competing for titles again. It's just there's several fundamentals we have to address on that pitch. One of them is something that I wanted to even ask you about, bruv, that kind of shocked me yesterday. Do you know who was given man of the match, Rude Boy?
Who?
Jorginho.
Really?
He didn't have a shit game, I'll tell you that. But by no means was he anywhere near as good as Kovacic. I would have even said Trevor Chalobah over him in terms of man of the match. But we're giving this guy a new contract. Why?
Yeah, it's a bit off key. I can't lie.
Because I'm not afraid.
You're protecting his value.
I've said it bare times, I've said it bare times. This guy is not. He's not cut out for this Premier League. He ain't. He's not athletic enough, nowhere near, and not just by the terms of him being slow in terms of his running. Nah, his physicality, bruv. Did you see him up against Bruno Fernandes the other day? Pushed aside like a curtain, bruv.
Your fans were saying he was the best player on the planet and he should have won the Ballon d'Or last season.
I never got behind. Remember, I told you this even on your channel. I said I don't agree with it, bro. I don't get behind it. It's a false image. There's too much protection around him. But yesterday he was good. I felt he was good yesterday. Defensively, he did put himself about.
He was decent, but he weren't man of the match.
No,
obviously,
he definitely wasn't. He definitely wasn't.
You could make a case that Havertz could have got it because he scored the winner, but
yeah, for me, it was. I would have put either Trevor ahead of him. I would have put Kovacic definitely ahead of him. Even like you said, Kai possibly as well. I think there was still better that he could have done in the game, but you can't ask for more. He scored the winning goal. But this is my thing. I don't think we're not gonna reach the next level until we address that midfield position. We need 2. Kante's done. Yeah, they're not offering him a new contract. Like in terms of the play, I love him. Yeah, but like we know the facts. He's not going to be staying at Chelsea. Jorginho don't need to stay. Yeah, Declan Rice, we can go and get him. Yeah, there's other midfielders out there. We just mentioned Enzo Fernandez. Go get him. Yeah, Edson Alvarez at Ajax. Go get him. These are the midfielders that we need, bruv. But I do see us in the next couple years definitely challenging for titles on a consistent basis. But I wanted to move on to you because right now, you are sitting top of the table, and I just wanted to kind of read what your kind of expectations are. Or is it too early for you to sort of let us know what you're thinking by the end of this season?
Bro, I could see a top four without Arsenal and Chelsea in it. I could see a top four without Arsenal and Tottenham in it. I could see a top four without Chelsea and United in it. A top four without Tottenham and United, Chelsea and Tottenham. The only team that are nailed on for top four is Man City. Yeah, that's it. Because like I said, Arsenal have had a great start, but 2 losses and you win them 2, well, we're then 5th. Literally 5th. So if we lose 2 games on the spin, we'll be 5th. And that's how tight it is. And Newcastle ain't a joke this season either, by the looks of it. They've got the best defence in the league. They're playing really well. So, and they're going to go and spend. And this is why I want Arsenal to spend.
Yeah.
We need 3 players, bro. We ain't going to get them 3 players, but we need 3 players. And, listen, it doesn't matter where we finish in the league. Our fans are gnaw off the manager anyway, wouldn't they? Right. But let's be honest, it doesn't matter if we finish 5th, 6th, 8th. Yeah, pants down for Arteta. He's the best looking Spaniard in living history. The banner says it in the ground. We've got all of the best players in the league in the positions. We've got the best young player, best goalkeeper, best defender, best midfielder, best striker, best manager, best stadium, best everything. But it don't matter if we finish 5th. Right? It don't matter. Because then it'll just be VAR was against us, conspiracies. Harry Kane's a diver. Fucking Piers Morgan's fault. Lee Gunner's fault. Is what it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
This lot of losers, bruv. They're losers. And the sad thing about it is that we have an opportunity this season to actually go and win it. Bear with me 1 second, bro. There's about 10 flies flying around my window. I want to know why. Yeah, bear with me. They're all stuck to the window, like 10 of them. Like, what's died in my house? 1 second.
You're hiding a body in there or something, Guns. Yeah, Guns got to go and investigate that. But I'm assuming that Lee can hear me at the minute. But the next kind of topic that I wanted to discuss was that actually whether Arsenal will be tangibly in for a for a title challenge come the end of the season, whether Arsenal will drop off. Personally, I think due to the depth of the team, I don't think they're going to sustain being top of the table, because it goes back to a discussion that I had with Troops and Czar, to some of you that have probably seen the last episode or back again. And that was the fact that the depth off the bench is not good enough. Manchester City have 2 teams that could, one is, competing for the title. The second one could arguably be comfortably challenging for top 4. That's just the difference. You've just got to have that extra bit in your tank that I don't think Arsenal have got. I don't think we have it either. I do think we've got a decent-ish squad, not the best. There's a lot of changes that need to be done, but these are the factors that are going to be stopping a lot of us from really winning the league. But it's just really about building. And from a Chelsea perspective, I'll say this: Todd Boehly, in my opinion, has done an excellent job. He showed his ambition as well. He's not afraid to put his hand in his pocket, and he seems to be going for the best young talents around. So we're building a sustainable project, hopefully with a young, exciting, up-and-coming manager who looks like he knows what he's doing. So, to the Chelsea fans out there, to those that are panicking on social media, bruv, let's just relax. Take time. Rome weren't built in a day. Man City weren't built in a day either. They had money before they won their first title. They had 2-3 years of it. They had to take time before they started to actually compete on a consistent basis. Don't come like this. New era, you get me? New exciting era for Chelsea. Again, I've got to shout out Roman Abramovich for making sure that the club was sold in the right condition to the right sellers, man. To the right buyers, sorry. So yeah, exciting times ahead for Chelsea. Arsenal, you guys seem to be going in a decent direction. There's definitely improvement from what we saw last season. I think a massive part of that is William Saliba, in my opinion. I think he's been key. He's a game changer in your team. I've said before, even, a lot of the Arsenal fans saw him play for Arsenal because I watched him at Saint Etienne. I said, this kid is generational. Potentially, he's generational. It's just as long as he's managed right, it keeps away from injuries, he should be reaching that level. Does it concern you that he's not signed a new contract just yet?
Well, see, this is the thing, yeah? Like I said on the stream the other day, I said, if he's got any ambition, he leaves Arsenal. Yeah, and then obviously most of the thick football fans on the planet then come out and go, oh, you're a fake fan because you're telling the player to leave. No, I said, if he's got any ambition, these flies are doing my brain in, man. Yeah, like, mate, it's fly season, yeah. So there's not really mosquitoes anymore, but they're taking the piss.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is the thing. Like, if he's got ambition, he ain't going to win league titles and Champions Leagues at Arsenal, is he? Let's be real. We're not going to win the league this season. We're not going to do what's required to win it this season. We're not going to do what's required next season to win it. We're always going to be the nearly team. The process has no end date, which is why they called it a process. Whenever you ask an Arsenal fan, when is it acceptable to demand a title? Oh, well, listen, we're top at the moment, and they always give you excuses or they ignore you. Yeah, so when you ask them what the end date is for the process, there isn't one. If I'm him, I leave. Yeah, and he's got no hold to Arsenal at all, apart from a contract, which can be broken. He's got no emotional attachment to that football club. We don't. Like, people that say, oh, he supports the club because they see him in an Arsenal shirt when he was 7. Like, do me a favour. Like, come on. It's mad. You're on mute, bro.
No, I was just saying, yeah, it's two things. It's business at the end of the day, and it's also down to ambition. If the player wants to be winning things consistently, then you've got to convince them on the pitch. And Arsenal ain't been doing that for the longest at the minute. So
exactly. Look at all the players we've had that have left. I see something yesterday. Jurgen Klinsmann was talking about Harry Kane and saying he should leave if he wants to win trophies. So I put that post out on my Insta. I was like, but Jurgen, it's not about winning trophies, mate. I thought it was about finishing 4th and getting spanked in the Champions League every season. That's what it's about, mate. Maybe win an FA Cup here and there. Yeah, why would he want to leave to win trophies? Are you mad? Like, dumb. The aim of elite sport is to win. William Saliba is good enough to be able to play in winning teams for a long, long time.
Absolutely.
So, and PSG are apparently linked to him. If you look at their 4 centre backs, one's 17, one's 37, and the other 2 are 28, and one of them's not that great.
Every single top club in Europe should be after him. It would be a disservice to this guy's talent is if only one of these clubs were. I'm telling you, people, some of you might think, oh, you're picking this player up too much. Nah, I've kept the same energy from the first time I ever saw this guy play at Saint Etienne, and I'm keeping it. Yeah, but yeah, let's see what happens.
He's a very good player, man. But look, he's got about 18, 19 months left on his contract. So they need to sign him up quick. Otherwise, I think he's going to go. I do think Saka and Martinelli will sign.
I think again, so as well.
One of them, if not both of them, within the next 18 months, so by the end of next season, not this one, by the end of next season, that summer, one, if not both of them, will be gone.
That'll be Martinelli. I don't think Saka will leave. I reckon Martinelli will. Because I reckon what he's asking for now is around like 200k a week or something, I heard, isn't it?
Yeah, Saka and Martinelli both want that.
Both of them want that.
Yep.
I mean...
But this is the thing, Guni, right? Our puppet journalists, yeah, that sit in the press conferences and ask these dumb questions. Right, is Odegaard better than Haaland? But they asked me.
Who even asked that question?
I don't know. Some journalist asked him the other day because Odegaard won some dodgy award in Holland, in Norway. Sorry, they said because Erling Haaland didn't win it and Odegaard did. Does that mean Odegaard's better than Haaland? Like, they're getting paid to ask these questions.
What's this? Man. Just off the back of that, Jude Bellingham the other day, I think a record was broken by Erling Haaland, and he was asked. And even Jude Bellingham was like, I can't get nothing past this guy. There's nothing much I could do. He's like, he's everywhere. So now if Jude Bellingham's saying that, bruv, Odegaard, please just behave yourself, bruv.
Bro, Odegaard's shit. People will realise it. It'll take them another 2 years. But like I said, most Arsenal fans are losers. They're born losers. They've never seen Arsenal win anything apart from an FA Cup. So that's why they're not pinning their flag to the mast and saying, let's win the title this season. They said, oh, well, nobody expects us to win it. So we're just going for top 4 in Europa League. Yeah, but they're that thick. Yeah, they can't sit there and go, well, we've had the best start to a season ever.
Yeah,
ever. That's our best ever start to a season in our living history, bro. Right? Ever. Any team, I think that's the 6th best Premier League start ever. And any team that's had that many points after that long, normally wins the title.
I'll tell you straight up and down. If that was Chelsea, I'd be shooting shit right about now.
But the problem we've got though is four of our first team players came out in pre-season and said top 4 in Europa League. Ian Wright, we're out right again with another kit launch. He came out the other day while we were top before the Southampton game, saying, "Yeah, top 4's the aim. Top 4's the aim." Get these losers out, man. This guy won titles at Arsenal and he's telling the fan base to be happy with 4th. Get out of here. Real talk, get out of here.
You got to want more than that. To be an elite
team. Won titles at the football club, bro. And he's telling people, oh, the aim's 4th. Okay, the aim might be 4th. Cool. That might have been your aim at the start of the season. but we're first. And we've got a couple of games, 3 games left before the World Cup. We'll still be first. We're going to beat Wolves. We're going to beat Forest. We might get something against you. We might not. We'll still be first. Right? Worst ways, we're going to be second, 1 point behind City. Then we go into the World Cup. Then we come out of that. We've got West Ham Boxing Day, Brighton New Year's Eve, and then we go into the January window. We'll still be there or thereabouts. Now go and be first at the end of the season.
Yeah,
Do it in January.
Go and add your refinement.
Unfortunately, bro, this fan base is full of losers. Yeah, full of losers. They're not going to sit there and demand the owners spend money. They're not going to stick it on Arteta to demand the owners spend money. They're going to sit there and go, well, we're top at Christmas. Ha, ha, ha. Yeah, and then when we finish 5th in May, yeah, it'll be excuse central. Bro, this is the same team's fan base, by the way, right, that sat there saying, we can catch Chelsea in 3rd place last season. Do you remember that shit?
I remember that.
We can catch Chelsea. Yeah, then when we finished 5th, yeah, after bottling of 4 points over Tottenham with 3 to go, well, nobody expected us to get top 4 anyway. They deserve everything they get, mate. They're absolute losers. Buried this football club into the gutter. Yeah, every single one of them that sits there saying top 4 is the aim, you're a loser. But it makes sense. Life's full of them. Life's told you can identify as a unicorn, bruv. Like, real talk.
Yeah,
and if you say anything against that person, you're out of order. You're a disgrace.
Yeah.
Cancel them.
Shut them down. Shut them down.
So now it's not. It's the participation that counts. It's not about winning. Oh, Alexis Sanchez wants to win. It can be too much. Like, this is the society we live in, bro. So it's no coincidence that this clapped fan base have more losers supporting Arsenal, the loser club. Yeah, full of losers like Bellerin, like Wenger in the last decade, that told the world 4th was a trophy, and now everyone believes it. Then what you do is you go and get Ian Wright on the payroll, yeah, sort him out a couple of grand a week or a couple of grand a day or whatever he's getting paid, and just tell him to toe the party line or you're getting sacked. Yeah, so you just got to go out there and say fourth's the aim. No, win the league. That's why we smashed our stadium down, bro. So why am I the only person on socials that I've seen saying, go and win it now? I want to win it this season. Now, we're in it. Let's win it. Why am I saying that? Because I've got ambition and this lot of losers. Because if they dare to say, yes, let's go and win it, and it'll be failure if we don't, they're now admitting that Arteta's failed. They don't want to do that because they fancy him.
No,
they fancy him.
Facts.
The only reason they
support personnel over the club. Yeah, it's the club over personnel, not the other way around. I just wanted to read out a few comments. Obviously,
sorry to cut you off, and I'm waffling. Yeah, if your team were in the position Arsenal are in right now, would you be expecting a title challenge?
If my team was in this position, yeah, 100%.
If Chelsea were top right now in the position we're in, 28 points out of 33, would you be expecting a title challenge?
100%.
There you go then. So why can't we?
100%.
Why can't we?
I'd probably be getting carried away myself. I can't even lie to you, bro. I'd definitely be getting carried away. Just a couple of comments I wanted to read. Obviously, there was this one from Tony. RIP Claude, it would have been 60 a few days back. Miss you, fella. Life is possible without you, my friend. Much love. Again, I was never able to meet Claude, but that's somebody I wish I was able to work with. Rest in peace, all day to a legend. One of the people that actually inspired me to do this. So anytime I see like respect to Claude, I always put it up on here because he's one of the reasons why you see my face. You get me? Like, he was a very big inspiration. So rest in peace to my brother. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Kane, of course, you can have a shout out. Big up yourself, Kane. Craig AFC 87 has a question for Lee Gunner. What are your thoughts on Arsenal having 50 M's to spend in January? Is that the actual number? Or is that
that's what the puppets are putting out there, bro? 50 mil for 2 players, a winger and a midfielder. Okay.
50 ain't getting you nothing these days. 50 M's is like what? Like, I don't know, like 10 million back in the day. Like,
exactly, bro. 50 gets you Ben White. 50 back in the day was getting you Zidane.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Right, it's mad, isn't it? Like, unbelievable. 80 million gets you Harry Maguire. 80 million back then was getting Ronaldo when he was good.
I strongly believe if you want to compete at the top level for titles in the Premier League, you need a minimum kitty of 200 M's minimum in the summer. Wouldn't say January because January is a difficult time to do deals, but I think in the summer, if you want to really be throwing your hat in there for contention for the Prem, you got to be spending upwards of 200 mil.
Bro, if we could go and buy Ivan Toney for 60 mil, yeah? Right, and all I keep hearing from these fans is, why would he leave Brentford? Hello, we're Arsenal Football Club. Why would he leave to sit on the bench? Well, who said
See,
he would?
yeah, that's kind of crazy that question should even be asked.
But this is the mentality, yeah, because it's always, well, if we go and sign Ivan Toney and we go and sign Maddison, we go and buy Salcedo, all of a sudden the pressure is on this manager to actually win the league, isn't it?
Mm.
Which is why they're not going to do it, bro, because they're happy. There is no end date to the process.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
the process don't exist.
It's trigger words that keep you believing in it.
Exactly, and it's part of the process. Trust the process. If you can't see what Arteta's doing, you can F off down the lane, mate.
Yeah, that's it. Them trigger words.
It's all part of that. But this comment always makes me laugh.
I know that
it makes you laugh.
I don't even
always makes me laugh, bro. No, it's because he's a shit manager, mate. That's why I don't rate him. Yeah, he's had a good start to the season, but he ain't good enough. But this is the thing, bro. Yeah, like if we go out there and actually brought Maddison, brought Salcedo, brought Ivan Toney, that squad depth all of a sudden is not bad, and it would save us money in the summer. Yeah, because now we've done our summer business, most of it in the January window. Then all you got to do is go and buy a right back, because we haven't got an official right back at the football club apart from Cedric. Yeah, and we're going to get rid of him. So go and get an actual right back. And if you want to keep playing Ben White or Tomiyasu, at least you've got an actual backup right back.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
a proper one, right? And then go and buy a left back or a centre back. Yeah, because the Bodo is not good enough. Gabriel signed a new deal today. He ain't good enough to start if you want to win a league. But then we have a chance to win a league if we strengthen, even with him in it.
This is a great opportunity for you guys to actually build something to compete, not just for this year, but for the years to come. It's just exactly how you operate in a transfer.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like that's Salcedo. I don't know how old he is, but he ain't that old. Maddison's 25.
Casado, I think it's like 22 or 23. You talk about the midfielder at Brighton.
Yeah.
He's at 22 or 23.
Well, the thing
is that United, I believe they was linked with him like a couple seasons back for only €6 million when he was still here in South America, and they turned it down. So that's kind of crazy. Guni, do you think we will get Ronaldo? Do you want Ronaldo? I think Todd Bowley wants him commercially. It's a no-brainer. What do you think? I'll start off with, do I want Ronaldo? Me personally, I don't think he would be the right fit for our club. It's not down to his lack of ability or his lack of goal scoring. Well, his lack of goal scoring. It's just the mentality also that he brings around the club with that kind of personality as well. He hasn't acted the most professional around Manchester United, a club that he supposedly loves. And if he treats a club he supposedly loves like that, well, how do you think he's going to treat Chelsea when things go left for him? That's my first thing. The second thing is, I don't think we'll get Ronaldo if Graham Potter says he doesn't want him. If Graham Potter says, I can do a thing with this brother as a goal scorer only, I can get players around him to do all the work and just put the ball for him in dangerous areas where he's going to find danger, then I can see him possibly doing that. But for me personally, at this moment in time, I think there's other areas that Chelsea are going to address, i.e. the midfield, before going in for a Ronaldo. The transfer fee, if there even is a transfer fee, might not be the problem. It's the wages that come with it. Because remember, this is a man that also owns a lot of his image rights and so on and so forth. It's going to be an expensive deal. So I personally would steer away from it. There's young up-and-coming players that fit our philosophy as well that we are looking at. We've been signing young players, the next young talents up-and-coming. I think we need to stick to that model to a degree. Ronaldo, for me, is not the right player to be joining Chelsea. But for us, like I said, just before we wrap up, for Chelsea, like I said, I'm going to die on the hill of these positions that we need to solve. We need a backup right back massively. This is why I was a fan of us being linked with Kyle Walker-Peters, because one, he wasn't going to be too expensive. Two, he's a half decent player that can play both flanks. Not that I expect him to play on the left. We've got Chilwell and Cucurella there now. And he's the quality drop off between him and Reece James ain't as big as, Reece and Azpilicueta. No disrespect to him. You get me? You can't cheat time. But I was a big fan of that. We need two CDMs or two number sixes, whichever you want to call it. Because if you just sign one, like a Declan Rice, for example, like everybody says, you run into the issue that Liverpool have with Fabinho, where they overused him and now he's getting injured. Similar with Kante, similar with Kovacic that you're starting to see. That's why we need two. We get two of those. Also, as well, a creative midfielder that has vision. Yeah, if we can get a midfielder that has even an eighth of the vision of what Cesc Fabregas had, that's also going to revolutionize things. It's going to change things. That's what I think Chelsea need at the minute. After that, I'd be looking at a goalkeeper as well. 100%. There's a lot of places that we need to address. It's a build-up. It's a long process that we need to go through, because there's a lot of money that needs to be spent. But the good thing is that we are actually doing it, and hopefully we'll get back to winning ways. But Guns, been a minute since you've jumped on the channel, man. Thank you very much for coming back on. I know you're a very busy man. You can find Lee Gunner on his own channel, as you lot know. Also, as well, on the Football Terrace with some of the best debates with Terry. Them shits make me laugh, but I'm not going to lie to you. So make sure you check those out if you don't already. What have you got up on your channel, or what have you got coming up on your channel?
I'm literally just setting up a stream now for about half an hour. Well, about 45 minutes, 40 minutes, quarter to 5. I'll be going live. And then after that, I'm on Jez's channel straight after 5:30 UK time. So quarter to 5 my channel, straight after Jez's channel.
Right. And as for me, I am going to now be at least uploading once a day again, now that I've got the time away from this project I'm doing away from home. Tomorrow I will be live with Matisse, so make sure that you are subscribed to the channel. You smash the notification bell so you know when them videos are coming out. Also, hit the likes, leave your thoughts in the comments down there after. If you're watching the video after this live, man. But big up everybody in the chat. Let's get the lives going again. 100% I'm going to be doing that. But yeah, man, wherever you are, people, whatever you're doing, please make sure you stay safe. Peace out.